The internet is obsessed with these morning routines, but probably the problem is not your morning routine. The real problem is that most people, they don't have a structure for their week. And if your week is chaotic, there is no morning routine that can fix that. Think about it. The Monday, what do you do? Is programming the Tuesday. Tuesday is setting up what's happening in Wednesday. Days, they don't go separate between each other. There is a cycle of the week. There are cycles. Okay, most people, most men, they don't set real priorities for the week, real specific work to do for the week. We try to focus on this day, but they don't work alone. There are 7 days in the week, and not every day is supposed to be the same with the same energy. And we live in a society where nobody wants you to know that there are not 12 months in a year, okay, like the Gregorian calendar say, and there are not 30, 31 days in a month. There are 28 lunar cycle, 4 cycle within that cycle, waxing moon, full moon, and there are not definitely 12 months in a year. There are 13. So this is quite advanced, and we make you understand, oh my god, it's not about just one day. We focus on 7 days. High agency builder, architect of their lifestyle, with true knowledge and the power of truth, because they know the cycles, they use astrology, they organize in cycles. And to put it in simple words, you have one day that is planned for creation, one day is for planning, one day is for resetting, one day is for reviewing, one day is for full rest. Okay, and if you don't start to understand that there is an entire week to master even before you think about mastering the single hours of the day, that is, it's not even about the morning routine, it's about living in this constant chaos, and there is this poor output. Okay, because you have to smartly plan in advance, but this is not about the goal that you have. The goal that you have is one thing, goal or goals, everyone has a goal. This is about, before that goal, how do you live through the time that you have in a way that allow you to get to that goal without suffering, without chaos, without distortions, but in a way that for you is peaceful, is super joyful, make you smile, and you love to do. Okay, otherwise it's not worth it. If it's not a real raw positive energy, it's not worth it. Okay, so now we're not even planning in 30 days in advance, 1 year in advance, 3 years in advance. And I don't even suggest you to do that much, because you do that once to understand, okay, but then you must focus on what is ahead of you, not too far, otherwise you forget. Okay, so 7 days is what we need to master before that one single day. Once we know that, okay, I'm using these 7 days for 6 to 7 different things, and I know the energy that is behind it, okay, what is the best habits and system to install daily that allow me to stay in these 7 cycles of every week and stay aligned with the universe? This is fundamental that you begin to do. Now I wanted to give you a, let's call it reset. Let's call it reset for you, that you can do and you can apply every single either Sunday or Monday. You take 1 hour for yourself with no distraction, no notification. You set 3 priorities for the week, 3 priorities for the week. Not for 1 year, not for the day, for the week, for the 7 days. Okay? And then you set the structure of the day to reach those 3 priorities. So you structure the day after you put the priorities for the week. This is the setup. Don't structure the day before the priorities of the week. Otherwise, you do things random, and then you do things in a day that are not correlated to the goals and priorities that you have for the week. Things happen. The mind start doing this, and that, and it doesn't matter what you are actually doing. Chaos come back, loop thoughts, confusion, stress, suffering. The usual bullshit that we don't want anymore. Okay, so start doing this Sunday or Monday. This is gonna allow you to begin understanding how the cycles of the week work, because this is a paradigm shift that you're starting and that you need to have, because the version of you, the version that is have the highest potential of you, is not the version that you are currently now. And when you are in this phase that you're getting to this kind of knowledge, is because you are ready to implement this knowledge and become the version that you are keep postponing. That I don't know what is it. Can be fear. I know what is it. It's fear of change, fear of becoming the best of yourself, which is outside of the comfort. But what is outside of the comfort, the abilities that you gain, those become your comfort, and that the confidence that arise, the clarity that increase. There is no such things as people, situations, or things that are gonna scatter your energy, that are gonna make you vulnerable. You are not weak, but when there is no structure, there is no understanding of the cycles, of the days of the week, of the day, we lean towards weakness, but you are not weak. Weakness is just not having the right information, not having the proper knowledge, and being in this constant loop of distortion that doesn't allow us to get to the real truth. And because we don't get to the real truth, we keep acting on things that are half truth, a third truth, but they're never the real thing. Enough of these morning routines. Enough. You don't need the routine. You need a reset, and you need a rhythm. And this rhythm, with the proper system, is gonna compound the action that you're doing. And in this way, you're gonna be able to reach those priorities that you set, either Sunday or Monday. And you keep doing that, you keep doing that, you keep doing, and eventually you hit your goals, whichever they are, every 28 days, every 48 days, because you understand the cycles finally. Okay? You must become the architect. You cannot act anymore like a simple operator of life, that you don't go deep in these things. Before doing any actions, before setting up any new habits or routines, understand the rhythm within the cycles of the days. And once you do that, I guarantee you the clarity will be immense, and your problems are going to start decreasing very fast. So if you want to follow the EDENIC morning reset that I personally follow, it's completely free, and you can find it down below in the description. You click it, it's free, you follow it. With that said, remember, from now on, please, not focus in this routine that is not making you achieve yet nothing. Sunday or Monday, 3 priorities for the week. Plan the day and do that with no distractions, no notification, no phone, no nothing. You and yourself, not you versus you. It's always you with you. The higher version is always there to help. This is it for this transmission. I'll see you in the next one. Stay aligned, stay in peace. I see you, brother.